Yo, welcome to my review of Pokemon Journeys, episode 50, Galar's Fossils, Stick 'em Together. So we're kicking off year 2 here, and okay, let's be honest, the highlight of this episode is the new opening instead, which is not what I'm going to be covering here today. So immediately, I love the fact that this ties into the Aerodactyl episode, with the director of a pewter museum requesting the gang to go to the wild area. So Koharu, being a bit reluctant to go to Galar at first, has Eevee give her the push to go. So the gang are off to investigate Galar's fossils. In the wild area, Eevee runs into a wild Boldore, which Go catches, and they get to the expedition where Koharu is almost hit by a rock. The scientist that accidentally launched it at her takes them to see some incomplete fossils, and Caralis arrives. Okay, I love that they've excavated the fossils and we just don't know how to put them together, so Caralis basically just makes some random prediction on how they go together while sounding informed, so the gang have no reason to not really go along with her. They show off Dracozolt and Arctozolt on simulations, and then they get to Restoration, which will take a few hours. So we just get a cute little scene with everyone preparing some curry while the fossils restore, and it's a nice little moment of levity, and they make a whipped cream curry that looks awful. Well, the fossils revive and they come out as Dracovish and Arctozolt. Definitely what the scientists were expecting, right? They just write it off as a success, name them properly, so I guess this is the first time these Pokemon have came into the world in the Anapoke world, which is pretty neat. Dracovish tries to bite Ash and chases him about. It enrages Arctozolt with a water gun, I think, and it carries Ash off. Go stays to deal with Arctozolt and battles it with his new Boldore. Dracovish runs into some water, chills out, seemingly befriending Ash, and running back to the dig site. The battle comes to an end when Dracovish charges into everyone. The fossils seem to like the boys, so scientists offer them to Ash and Go, meaning that Ash has his first fossil Pokemon and his 6th team member. So what do I think? I like this episode a lot, to be honest. It was a good way to usher in year 2 of Journeys and gives Ash a Pokemon lots of him wanting him to get. Now what I will say is that this didn't really have the finality of a last team member. I don't feel like Ash and Dracovish really had this big bond that befits the last Pokemon Ash gets in this series. So what's there is pretty good, and you know what, it does give me some hope that maybe he'll be getting some more Pokemon later on. Like there's a Rookidee that's like sits on Ash's head, and then that same Rookidee is in the intro, sitting on Dragonite, so does that mean Ash will get Rookidee? Maybe. Might get Grookey too, who knows? And I actually really like Dracovish's personality anyway, so I'm just interested to see where they take that. And it's pretty ironic that Go is the one to battle his opponent, considering he isn't battle-oriented. And it's fine, he actually battles Boldore and Arctozolt, so if you're upset about him easily getting stuff, there you go. Now, Koharu doesn't have the hugest role in this. Of course she helps excavate fossils, but other than that she just feels along for a ride, constantly being saved by others when she's put into danger. However, I'm willing to look past that for this episode since it's clearly not about her. However, I hope that this doesn't become a trend. She's also still in school and has to do reports if she misses class, so there's that too. Caralis and her friend were pretty fun. Definitely not complex characters or anything. We have this little gag about being careless and rough. Yeah, they're just fine and help the boys get new Pokemon, so that's kinda neat. As mentioned at the start, I really like that this ties into a past episode. Journeys is more episodic than previous series, but calling back to prior episodes like this, and having that tie into the later plots makes those episodes feel more worth it to me. And if we remain episodic into year 2, I think that this is a pretty good compromise. So anyway, this is a pretty solid episode to kick off a new year. Definitely not a favourite or anything, but I liked it plenty. I guess I wish that we got more time with the 2 fossil Pokemon, and especially Dracovish, because it just kind of feels like it shows up in the later half. And we don't really get the chance to root for Ash to get this Pokemon because of their interactions. Many people just wanted Dracovish because it's a cool Pokemon, and they thought it would fit Ash, but I don't really feel like we had too much reasons in the show to want him to get it. It's a lot like Farfetch'd in episode 27, honestly. And actually, the difference here is that Dracovish is actually fun off the bat. So what did you think about this episode? Also, before I go, I just wanted to say thank you for all your support in the last year. I kind of started making videos on a whim, and it's been a lot of fun so far. Now that Journeys is back, I'm back off my little break, and I hope to be making more videos in the future.